Well, now at 5:30, the jackpot will rise no more. At least 3 winning tickets have been reported. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at last night's record Powerball.
Yeah, Powerball fever is cured. Also on WKYT this morning, police now have identified suspects in one of Lexington's recent murders. We have the details straight ahead this morning.
After suffering a traumatic brain injury, a Kentucky teen will join lawmakers today and push for safer helmet laws.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It wasn't us.
No.
There are 3 big winners out there of the Powerball. We'll have details coming up in just a bit. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Yeah, it wasn't us because we're here, right?
That's right.
But you'd still be here.
Oh, I don't know. But
dedication. Bill Bryant.
We know those. The winners are in California, Florida, and Tennessee.
Okay.
The big winners.
Yeah.
So we'll have the details here in just a little bit. There's some other winners in Kentucky. And we all win with a little warmer weather here
That's
for
a good thing.
day or two, Micah, before it gets cold.
Yeah, absolutely. And that cold is really coming. I'm telling you this. This is going to be the coldest air so far this season as we approach early next week, heading off into Monday morning. We're looking at live sky camera. It's a good shot outside. Clear skies, temperatures there in the 30s. Like Bill was talking about, we're getting warmer, and we'll be at 51 degrees later on this afternoon. 10 degrees above average. It's a good thing to hear that, because once we get deeper into the forecast, this day will look phenomenal compared to all the rest of the days. And I'll have that in your 7-day in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then, and we thank you. And let's get to the news here on this Thursday.
Yeah, for nearly 2 weeks, Powerball fever has been with us in the entire nation. Now, really only remains with a few lucky winners.
All right, reaching a record high $1.5 billion. It was only really a matter of time before somebody had a winning ticket. They've sold so many. And while nobody here in Kentucky won the jackpot, there were a few $1 million tickets sold and some other $50,000 tickets. Let's go out to WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain, joining us now with more on last night's historic drawing. Good morning.
Yeah, here in Kentucky, there were $3 million Powerball tickets sold. That means 3 lucky winners had all 5 white balls. There were also 5 $50,000 winners in Kentucky, and that means they had 4 white balls and the Powerball, and I'm sure they love to win, but there's that part of you that's like, oh, if I just had one more, right? Kentucky Lottery won't announce where those tickets were sold and what cities they were sold in until later today. So that'll be fun to figure out where those tickets were sold in Kentucky. Now back to the big winners. There were at least three golden tickets sold across the country. One in California, one in Tennessee, the other in Florida. And Tennessee lottery officials are telling us that that winning ticket was sold in Munford, which is just north of Memphis. And the California ticket was sold at a 7-Eleven in Chino Hills, California. They're celebrating big there. Now, people across the country were hoping to be the big winners. There were 2 guys in Tampa who created a $70,000 private Facebook pool. You had to buy in at $500 a piece. I can't imagine, because I was upset that I lost $2. I can't imagine losing $500, and all of us at KYT lost $2. Actually, 43 of us did, but we did win. We won $16, not $16 a piece. The 43 of us have to split our $16 winnings. Oh well. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
We'll do the math on that. Yeah,
not good. Since the beginning of the new year, the city of Lexington has already seen 4 murders.
It's been a very tough start to 2016, and while police do not believe that there are any connections among any of the cases, they have named some suspects in one case. WKYT's Mark Barber has more on the men who police are now searching for. Mark?
Good morning. Police have not named any suspects in the city's latest murder case, but they say they have obtained arrest warrants for the suspects who are accused of robbing and killing an 18-year-old on University Drive back on Saturday. Now, police say they have a total of 5 suspects connected to Caleb Hallett's death, and police already have 2 of them in custody. We're told they're both juveniles, but they say they are still searching for 3 others. Police have named 2 of those suspects as 21-year-old Kenyon Hips and 18-year-old Marquez Smith. The third wanted person is a juvenile. 2016 is off to a very violent start, with 4 murders happening in just 12 days. The latest homicide happened Tuesday night in the parking lot of a McDonald's on New Circle Road and Russell Cave. That's where a father of 5, Timothy Brown Jr., was found in a car with multiple gunshot wounds. Investigators are trying to figure out why he was shot and who shot him. His high school basketball coach tells us the 23-year-old's death hits very hard.
But he was very popular with his teammates. He wasn't a big talker, but when he did talk, he was like E.F. Hutton. Everybody wanted to listen.
Police tell us they do not think any of the 4 murders that have happened so far this year are connected. Now, yesterday, during a press conference, the police chief did note that while they can't go into specifics at this time about maybe what the victims were involved in, he said none of these murders were random and that all of the victims were involved in what he called high-risk situations. In Lexington, I'm Mark Barber. Back to you.
Mark, thank you very much. A Kentucky teenager recovering from a serious brain injury will be joining his mother in Frankfort today to help introduce a new bill to lawmakers. TJ Floyd crashed his bike 5 years ago and his head hit the pavement. He was not wearing a helmet and he suffered severe brain trauma. TJ has since started learning to walk and talk again, but his mother believes that a bike helmet would have made a big difference in his injuries.
I do believe that it would have lessened the severity of it. I can't say it would have stopped it because of the location of where he hit, but I think it definitely would have lessened the severity of his injury.
The Floyds and State Representative Joni Jenkins will talk about TJ's bill at a news conference this morning. If it is passed, the law would require children under 12 years to wear a helmet while riding on public streets and bike paths.
Well, the UK law student charged for crashing his drone into Commonwealth Stadium before UK's first football game is now speaking out about the experience. UK said Peyton Wilson's drone flew dangerously close to parachutists, dropping into the stadium and endangered fans below. In an interview with our sister station in Louisville, Wilson said no one ever was in danger, even when the drone crashed. Police charged Wilson with wanton endangerment. He eventually took a plea deal and agreed to pay a fine for criminal trespassing. Wilson said it was a major learning experience.
It was an incredibly humbling experience to be subjected to both the criticism via the media and even my peers and colleagues. Folks really calling to question the utility of drones going forward. However, I still would venture to say that drones are going to prove a very useful commodity.
Wilson says the video from the drone is now posted to YouTube, but it does not show the drone crashing into Commonwealth.
The time this morning is 5:38 on WKYT. An eastern Kentucky man is now out of jail months after police say he caused a crash that killed a teenager. Jesse Bennett had been charged with murder, but an Owsley County grand jury indicted him on a lesser charge of second-degree manslaughter. Because of that, he was able to leave jail. Police say Bennett's car hit a motorcycle in Owsley County last June while he was under the influence. 18-year-old Taylor Lanehart, who was on the motorcycle, died. This morning, deputies are trying to track down 2 men who they say broke into a Knox County store. It happened early yesterday morning at B&H Shoe Store on the outskirts of Corbin. The Knox County Sheriff's Office says 2 men with their faces covered used a rock to break open the glass on the front door. Once inside, deputies say the men quickly grabbed some merchandise and then ran off. A smaller cast of Republican presidential candidates will be returning to the main stage tonight for one last debate to try to sway voters before the Iowa caucus. The primetime showdown in South Carolina will highlight a race that has divided into 2 distinct and increasingly heated contests. After months of civility, frontrunner Donald Trump is aggressively targeting rival Ted Cruz. Trump claims the senator is not eligible to be president because he was born in Canada. Cruz has returned the fire, accusing Trump of having, quote, New York values, and questioning his foreign policy credentials. The 4 other candidates on stage will be fighting to become the more mainstream alternative to the pair. Tonight's debate will air on the Fox Business Network and starts at 9 o'clock.
Kentucky U.S. Senator and presidential candidate Rand Paul is still trying to get on stage for tonight's GOP debate. Senator Paul's campaign has asked Republican Party leaders to include him in that debate. But earlier this week, debate host Fox Business Network said he would not be on the main stage because his polling numbers didn't qualify. But Senator Paul says a new poll released yesterday shows him in 5th place in Iowa. If he's not included in tonight's main stage, Senator Paul said he would skip the undercard debate.
Former Agriculture Commissioner James Comer is officially running for public office again. The Republican has filed paperwork to run for Congress in Kentucky's 1st District. Another Republican, Hickman County Attorney Jason Batts, has also filed to run for the seat. The district's current Congressman, Ed Whitfield, is not running for re-election. Last May, Comer narrowly lost the Republican primary for governor to current Governor Matt Bevin.
Well, a federal judge ordered the state to pay the attorneys who represented Kentucky same-sex couples in a marriage case that went to the U.S. Supreme Court. The court legalized same-sex marriage nationwide last June. In 2014, a federal judge ruled Kentucky's gay marriage ban unconstitutional. Then Governor Steve Beshear hired outside attorneys to defend Kentucky's ban. Yesterday, a federal judge ruled the state will have to pay more than $1 million in fees and expenses to the attorneys of the couples.
5:41 now on WKYT this morning. It is a cold start today, but not as bad as it has been. And here's a check on live drive traffic right now. Let's see what is going on. Lots of green, as you see, throughout the region. We have no reports of any major problems at this hour, and we'll keep you informed as we go along. There was an accident after midnight this morning on New Circle Road at Alumni, and things were shut down for a couple of hours, but all of that is clear. In town, as you can see, again, lots of green, and folks are moving along fine this morning. No early issues.
Just a little bit of construction, it looks like.
Yeah, that's you know what they're doing there near Triangle Park.
Yeah.
It looks like. All right, a lot more news coming up for you on WKYT this morning. Good to have you along on your Thursday.
A rescue dog has become the next big sensation on social media. We'll show you the video everyone's talking about after the break.
He gave us cheese right before we cut to me, and we're going to be seeing that story coming up. But hey, the warmth returns. It feels great today. Big changes, though, as we go through your forecast, especially for your weekend into next week. I have that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's a good-looking start to the day, and we're going to be seeing clear skies through all of your morning, and then we get into the afternoon and hold on to a few more clouds filtering on in, kind of like what we had yesterday. There's the lights of Hamburg. Things look pretty good. We're at 32 degrees now in Lexington, 34 in Richmond. You go southbound, still in the 30s. Then you get into the mountainous regions. We're holding on to the 20s. Middlesboro 22, Harlan coming in. As you cross over 119 there in Harlan County, we're at sitting at 23 degrees. So it's very chilly this morning, but let me tell you, toward the afternoon, it's going to feel extremely nice. Much, much better. We're talking not only 40s, but even some 50s in the forecast. Now, this is noontime. This is lunchtime. You can already see the 40s outside. Teachers getting the kids outside, yeah, after lunch, and it still looks great. I mean, we're still talking about sunshine at that time. And also, when the kids are going home from school, you guys getting them back home, you're talking about 50 degrees. They'll have no worries whatsoever coming back home later on this afternoon. Sun and cloud mix as we travel throughout your day. So a little chilly this morning, not all that bad, but then toward the afternoon feels amazing. Okay, so let's talk about your Friday. Tomorrow, here comes some rain. It slides on in place. I believe the morning hours, for the most part, will be mainly dry, but it's really right around noontime into the afternoon hours that we're going to be seeing that rain slide on in. Now, this isn't a soaking rain in terms of you're not going to pick up a lot there in the rain gauge, but it is widespread. Everybody, virtually everybody, will see rain tomorrow as it slides on through. That goes especially during the afternoon and evening hours. You're going to be seeing that off towards your evening and night. Watch this. Look at that switching on over. This is not going to be much. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that, but there is that possibility of Friday night into Saturday morning picking up a little snow out of this. Do I expect any accumulation? Out of the one Friday night into Saturday, maybe some isolated spots, but for the most part, it's just some flakes flying. That travels on through. Once that travels on through, we actually see another system dive in here on Sunday. Check this out on my 7-day forecast. Here's what you're going to be looking at from now through next week. Okay, 51 now, and then look toward next week. We're talking 0 degrees during Monday morning. You're talking a 50-ish degree swing from today through Monday. That's a huge, huge swing, and these are some big fronts rolling through. So Friday into Saturday, that's one front. That'll bring us rain Friday and then a little snow there early on Saturday. And then the next front comes in on Sunday. That has windy conditions. That'll really pump in that cold air, really reinforcing shot of that Arctic air there on Monday and into next week. So we do have chances of snow. These aren't great chances. I know Sunday we're looking at some light snow. I think that's a better opportunity for accumulation as opposed to Saturday.
Well, we did put the word
I mean,
brutal on the forecast.
At least you can get around in the brutal cold, you know?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true. That is true.
Just bundle up.
Yeah, just make it quick, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Micah. We know somebody who's happy about a lot of things these days.
Now, a dog apparently nearly broke the internet after a video of him went viral.
Here is the pooch everybody's talking about, and watch him cheese it up with that hilarious smile, huh? The video first surfaced yesterday after an animal shelter employee noticed the dog's ability to smile on command. Toothy grin there. The rescued pup certainly has plenty to smile about. The animal shelter says he is going up for adoption soon. He'll find a new home. And last check, the Camera 11 pooch's pearly whites have been viewed more than 12 million times on Facebook. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. He may have his options of places to go.
Oh, smiling puppy.
That's cute.
That is so cute. Coming up, you'll get the stories making news right now.
We'll be checking traffic again, see how things are moving along bright and early this morning, and what's trending on the web and social media. And our top stories are on the way on WKYT. Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. It's 5:52, bright and early here on your Thursday.
I hope your day before Friday's off to a fabulous start. Let's take a look right now at some of the stories we're working on for you at this hour.
We're tracking a developing traffic alert this morning. Police now have part of Main Street blocked at Oliver Lewis Way in Lexington. They say a car broke down there after crashing into a house off Leestown Road. Firefighters say it appears the driver doesn't know what happened. We'll be taking you live to the scene coming up at the top of the hour for an update.
It was fun while it lasted, but there are now 3 states claiming winning tickets following last night's historic Powerball jackpot. Kentucky not one of those states. Although nobody hit the $1.5 million in the Bluegrass, there were 3 people who matched 5 of the white balls elected, winning $1 million, which is still a pretty decent chunk of change, you know.
I still don't see why you
could do with
turn
that.
out by the hundreds at the 7-Eleven because somebody won.
You are perplexed by that, aren't you?
It's intriguing. All right.
All right. Well, 7 leading Republican presidential candidates square off tonight in South Carolina in their 6th debate of the campaign season.
Latest polls show that Ted Cruz is ahead of Donald Trump in some polling, with Marco Rubio in 3rd. The first votes in Iowa are a little more than 2 weeks away when they have their caucus.
A new study shows health warnings on sugary drinks, similar to those on tobacco products, may influence whether parents buy the drinks for their kids.
University of Pennsylvania researchers found that when labels warn of obesity, diabetes, and tooth decay, parents are much less likely to purchase those drinks for their kids.
Well, girls who live in high poverty Hispanic communities are more likely to receive just at least 1 dose of the HPV vaccine compared to other groups. HPV causes most cases of cervical cancer. The CDC recommends girls and boys ages 11 and 12 get 3 doses of the vaccine. 5:54 is the time right now. Let's get a check at this hour on today's traffic trouble spots with a look at live drive traffic. The view's looking pretty good there of town, no major issues. And now it's time to check what's making news online with Bill.
Well, take a guess. Of course, we're right on top of what's going on, chasing all the angles after 3 winning Powerball tickets were sold to that $1.6 billion Powerball jackpot. There are 3, again, $1 million winners in Kentucky, $1 million winners, and then several $50,000 winners as well. So we'll let you know when we find out where they were sold and when the winners come forward. We're following up as Lexington police are dealing with a violent start to the new year with 4 murders already that they have been looking into. There are warrants out in 1 of those shootings. Also trending this morning, the Southern Kentucky doctor accused of practicing medicine without a license. Williamsburg police say Dr. Sean Hudson's license had been suspended, but he continued to see patients. The Kentucky House has voted to expunge the criminal records of some who were convicted of nonviolent felonies. That would mean the offenses would not show up in records. Our web poll shows most agree with that move, but nearly 46% don't think it's a good idea. Of course, it'll have to go to the Senate and then to Governor Bevin eventually before it could become law. Kentucky.com reports on a bill in Frankfurt that would reveal lawmakers' pensions, which are secret right now. Several other states do reveal public pension information, so we'll be tracking that. And also, there may be a Kentuckian to watch in the Olympics in Rio. Lexington fencer Lee Kiefer, the Dunbar grad, is the #1 female foil fencer in the United States, also ranked in the world. And CBS This Morning is coming up at 7 with your eye opener. And of course, we'll have local updates as well. Join us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram. And the latest news always at WKYT.com.
We're at 27 right now in northern Kentucky, 30 degrees there in the capital city, and you see mid-30s in other locations. It's much better feeling than where we have been the past just 48 to about 72 hours. Now we get into your afternoon. What we're going to be dealing with, temperatures, amazing feel, 51 degrees, especially after the feel we've had the past few days. So it looks really good. Guys, we're going to be talking about this forecast because it goes from 51 now to 0 degrees on Monday. 0. Here we go, right?